Readings by Rissa, back with a brand new weekly reading. Yes, I know I am a couple days late for the first time ever in 5 or 6 years. It's crazy, I know. So I am on here to provide the weekly messages, the spirit messages of this week. All the spirit messages of today, actually from Sunday, the 19th, all the way until this upcoming Sunday, June 26th, 2022. And this monthly energy of this month is change based on the annual card reading I did in the beginning of the year, where I pulled a card for every single month of the year for 2022. And this month's card was change. And I think it's really important to note that because that is going to come up throughout this reading today. And I have some changes to discuss with all of you that I'm really excited about actually, and just really grateful to be present and observing and be receiving the awareness around. So super, super excited to let you all in on what's been shifting in my life and also to hear what's been shifting in yours and to provide some advice and spiritual support in regards to all of that. So I'm already seeing some of my familiar faces showing up here in the live, so shout out to all of you. Thank you for being such amazing community members that are just always showing up, such a soul tribe, just a loving, forgiving, unconditionally supportive energy. So thank you for that. I didn't get screamed at for being late or not doing a weekly reading on Sunday, which was really nice. And that made me feel even more capable of doing what I needed to do the last 2 days for myself. So thank you all for that. Yes, so happy to see you all. What's up, Ebony? What's up, Meredith? Yes, we got somebody else in here too. Maria's here as well. Awesome. I'm doing this from my phone, so I can't really, if I click it, I move my phone all around and then it's potentially gonna fall. So, I'm gonna try not to touch that. But today I'm super excited because we're gonna cover all of the weekly messages. So I wanna start there. For those of you who have joined my e-list, congratulations, you're getting all of the heads up on things right now. You probably got an email, hopefully you saw your email from me this rising about today's weekly reading. So definitely join my e-list because that's going to also be incredibly important for you for the next few weeks, several weeks, to stay plugged into my content and what I'm offering and what I'm providing. I'm going to be giving you a lot of insight and personal, reflections in my e-list. I'm also going to be sending, offers out to those who are joined to my e-list and certain discounts and even heads up on certain events that are only available to my e-listers or even only available to them at a certain price. So really great idea to get involved in the e-list. Trust me, you will not regret it because like I said, you will definitely want to have that as a way of connecting with me in the next few weeks at the very least, okay? All right, so let's first just chat a little bit about the energy of this week. I'm going to go right into it. No need to review last week. Hopefully all of you already did that since I wasn't there the last couple days. You probably already saw the last week's weekly reading almost all over again, or you had the opportunity to. So you already know what we're jumping off from, so let's go right into it. We're covering 6/19 to 6/26, June 19th to June 26th. This is the last bit of June. We've got only a few more days after that to sum up June. We also have just officially ended Gemini season today, being that it is summer solstice and officially Cancer season today. So shout out to all of you Cancerians out there. I know a lot of you. I love Cancerians. They are so resonant with me. So shout out to all those Cancerians out there. Happy season to you. Happy solar return to you all. Really just wishing you the best solar return this year. And excited for that to transpire for all of you. But with that being said, like I said, we have change happening in our month this month. And this is a really powerful, shift. This is change in a way that we have maybe not seen it in some years. Change that really is shifting our entire life in a big way. We can feel how the changes that are happening right now are going to change our life forever. We can sense it, and it is powerful. With that being said, we are really being called to recognize and reflect on our relationship with change this year and this week, okay? How do you react to change? How do you respond to change? Which do you usually start with? Do you react or do you respond? That in itself will tell you a lot about your relationship with change. Does change make you feel excited or does it make you feel nervous? Ask yourself what it is about change that creates that stimulus for you, that sense of energy, that sensation for you. Because change is a really powerful thing, and it really does establish a new trajectory in our life. It establishes a new experience. It establishes a new relationship and reality in our life. And so when we experience change, we get to evolve, we get to grow, we get to move beyond what we've been and into what we are becoming. And this week, I really feel that the changes that are occurring, especially that happened over the weekend for a lot of you, and what will continue to happen throughout this week for even more of you, is this energy of changing timelines, shifting timelines completely, jumping timelines, in fact. And so with the changes that we're experiencing right now, we're noticing that we're stepping onto completely different timelines. We're stepping onto completely different paths for our life. When I do readings for people on a one-on-one basis, I see the different types of realities that they can step into if they make certain decisions, and I see the timelines available to them. I see if they go down this direction, this is what it's going to look like. I see if they go down this direction, this is what it'll look like, and so forth. And so that is a really powerful awareness, because then it allows us to really hone in on the timeline that you want and the decisions that you need to make, or the things that you need to hold focus on to ensure that timeline becoming real. So with this idea of timelines and the way things are changing this week, we are literally stepping into different timelines. We may be on this one timeline, or we may have been on this one timeline for a while, but this weekend and this week, we are making some decisions, we're experiencing some changes that are literally jumping us onto a completely different timeline that goes in a completely different direction, or even in more of a solid direction towards what we want. This is most likely going to be a good thing in your life if you've been doing the work. If you are choosing to go backwards, if you're making choices that are based in lack, or based in old energy, or based in the comfortability of not growing, or being stagnant, or being, just kind of uninspired, then you're likely not going to experience a evolved timeline. You're going to jump onto a timeline that is more of a dissension timeline, or a timeline that is more of a distraction timeline. And that can be really tricky, because you don't want to fall into that when you've been wanting growth and evolution. If you find yourself on a dissension timeline or a distraction timeline, those timelines are only going to loop more of your lessons that you need to learn, more of your karmic debts, more of the things that need to shift in order for you to step into a more evolved timeline. But hopefully you've been doing the work. If you've been watching these readings long enough and actually applying the wisdom, you've been doing the work, and you're jumping onto a timeline that is representative of the more evolved you. And if you're not seeing that, hopefully you're making the decisions necessary to get there by choosing more of your evolution, by prioritizing more of your evolution, by focusing more on what you need to do to grow, so that you can have that opportunity to step into that more evolved timeline. Does this make sense? So there's always going to be options for you: a dissension, a distraction, or ascension timeline. The dissension timeline is where you're going kind of backwards. You're falling back into old ways, toxic behaviors, old shadow life type of experiences, loops of those kind of regressions. That's the dissension timeline, okay? The distraction timeline is where you're just kind of not growing, but you're not descending. You're kind of just distracting yourself with stuff that is not really great for you, but also it's not really damaging you to the point where you're shifting out of where you're at, but you're just kind of in limbo. That's when you're kind of just like not really focused. You don't really have a direction. You're not really going anywhere. You're just kind of wandering in the same spot. That's a distraction timeline. Okay, so that's more of a neutral place. The dissension is more of like a backwards place. The distraction one is more of a neutral place. And then the ascension timeline is your growth, your evolution, your leveling up. Okay, I can tell you this weekend I definitely feel like I jumped onto an ascension timeline. But what I will tell you though is that sometimes ascension timelines can feel a little bit wobbly at first because they're new. So you may not know what you're ascending into or what it's going to look like, but you do have a sense of feeling or knowing or clear seeing that it's an ascension timeline, that it's something that is evolving, that you're evolving into something, that you're leveling up, okay? Same thing with the descension timeline. You may not know what you're descending into or what it looks like, but you do feel it. You feel like you're going backwards. You feel like you're falling behind, right? We talked about that a couple weeks ago, the difference between falling behind and falling forward, right? So if you are jumping onto a descension timeline with the changes that are happening right now, then you're most likely going to feel that sense of falling backwards, falling behind, falling into old things, old ways. You maybe don't know what that's going to look like or where that's going to take you, but you can tell it's a dissension, right? And then same thing with distraction. The distraction one, very, very similar. You feel it, you can tell that you're not really growing, you can tell you're not really falling backwards, but you can also tell that you're distracted, that you're not focused, that there's something is off, that you're kind of stagnant and stuck. And that timeline is based more in the choices to stay distracted from the priorities that you know you need to make yourself level up the way you want to, okay? So these changes are really important. They're happening right now. We're jumping the timelines depending on where you're at in your growth, in your spiritual awareness, and in your devotion to your practice spiritually. You will be jumping onto either one of those timelines, a descension timeline, a distraction timeline, or an ascension timeline. We really don't have a choice because we are all, as a collective, jumping timelines right now. The way that the summer solstice is hitting us right now, the way that all of those planets were lining up last week, the way that we keep having these epic moon cycles and super moons, eclipses, all of these star alignments really showing up, helping us to jump these timelines, to really kind of not have space and time be an issue. We're noticing that when we decide on what we want and we make a choice to support it, that timeline formulates a strong foundation pretty quickly. So you're recognizing that manifestation is even happening in real time, a lot of you. So let's pull a card on this relationship with change first. As the first message, your relationship with change. What do we need to know more about in regards to our relationship with change? And I've got some changes that I'm going to be sharing with you at the end of this reading that I'm really excited to discuss. So definitely keep around for this entire reading because I've got a lot to share with you. I don't know if y'all saw that, but my cards just moved, I feel like, on their own, which is kind of crazy. I'm going to have to play that back because I'm pretty sure they just moved completely on their own when I picked up this deck. So we got the change card, but I also want to ask them more about this timeline jump. What do we need to know about the timelines jumping? What do we need to focus on? Ooh, okay, perfect. So as far as the changes go, okay, melting mask. So these changes that are occurring in our life, these ways that we're shifting into new experiences are causing us to take off the mask. They're melting away what is no longer authentic to us. And they're helping us to find a deeper form of authenticity and authentic expression. So we're needing to make the changes we're being called to make right now in order to reveal more of our authentic self and our authentic connections, okay? This is the number 16 card as well, which is really the next step after alchemy. It's this energy of, okay, now that you have kind of evolved to a certain place and you're in that new world, that higher ground, how are you going to show up? What are you going to create from that? Are you going to keep doing the old thing, or are you going to show up as the new evolved version that you've worked to become? So the melting mask card says, allow your spirit self to shine through the many roles that you fulfill. So recognizing that there's more than one role to fulfill here, and that your main goal is to let your higher self, your spirit self, and your intuition lead you. into being the fullest expression of the roles that you're meant to hold on to. Some of the roles you play, you may be called to release because you are evolved, because you have stepped into a new timeline. Some of you are holding on to roles that you need to release, and that's why you're on a dissension timeline or a distraction timeline. Okay? So we need to melt the mask on that. We need to reveal the truth of what is serving you and what isn't, in order for you to really shine through in the roles that you're meant to fulfill versus the roles that you're just holding on to or thinking that you need to fulfill, okay? So pay attention to that. Pay attention to what roles in your life you're fulfilling that don't feel like they're serving you. Honor it if they're not, and let them go so that you can step into a higher vibrational timeline or stop distracting yourself or descending yourself from what you deserve, okay? Melting the mask. This is also not being true to you. If you're not being true to yourself, if you're not honoring what you really believe or what you really feel or what you really want to do in your life, then that is also keeping you on a dissension or distraction timeline, okay? Next message when it comes to the timelines is the Warrior World card, okay? The Warrior World card. So when it comes to timelines and jumping timelines, this is a message about what it takes to persevere through challenge when we are experiencing change, right? When we experience change, it is tough on our mental and emotional bodies because we are not used to the emotions or thoughts that are needed to sustain the changes that we have stepped into. We're not used to the environment, so we're adapting and we're kind of finding some resistance in that since we're learning what it feels like to be in that new space mentally, emotionally, and even physically sometimes. So our nervous system can even be on a hyperdrive when we're in extreme change. And so this Warrior World card is encouraging us to stay strong through the changes and to not go back to the old just because the new is a little bit, takes a little bit of time to adapt to, okay? It says spirituality doesn't come without its wars, and its warfare does not come without its rewards. Tap into the survivor spirit within to protect you in this warrior world. Keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and your body ready. Remember, you are a healer. You can use the affirmation, I am a warrior of light, and I am one of many who are here to save the world. And definitely listen to my Warrior World song to help affirm that as well on all streaming services under Rissa Vibes. But this message is really powerful. You know, there are great rewards when we honor the timeline shifts we're meant to experience. When we make the decisions to affirm and confirm the way in which change is happening in our life based on what source is bringing us, we end up gaining a lot from that. We end up becoming very abundant because we are listening to source. We are following source's guidance through the changes that it's bringing us and it's calling us to work through. If we ignore the changes that we're meant to make according to source's guidance, then source is not going to reward us. It's going to just kind of say, all right, well, I guess you'll just do your own thing. I'll let you do that. And it won't really keep guiding us because it feels like we're not listening, and it won't really continue blessing us because it doesn't want to positively reinforce that. So we just kind of end up in a stagnant, stuck place, and we just kind of end up in a standstill. So it's really important to honor the changes that source is calling you to make right now. And even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's scary, even if you don't know what's going to come of it, but you still know in your heart that it's the right decision, make that decision and stay true to it, trust it, follow through with it, because that is going to provide you the rewards through that warrior-like challenge that you deserve from keeping your mind open, your eyes sharp, and your body ready, okay? So that's a really big message. First and foremost, honor the way you're changing, honor the way you're jumping timelines, and allow the timelines and shifts to jump and change for your betterment, and trust that it's happening that way, even when it's hard, even in the day-to-day moments where you have to keep choosing that change, keep choosing that change, keep choosing that change for your highest good. And keep affirming yourself that you've got this, okay? Because you do. You're not alone. We're all going through it. We're all growing through it, okay? Thank you, Marie, for the super chat. That's so sweet of you, the donation. I appreciate all the love. I'm always in receptive mode of the super chat donations. That really is so sweet. Okay, the next message, moving on, is playing in my purpose. Playing in my purpose. Okay, so we are meant to play in our purpose right now. We're meant to have fun. We're meant to be free. We're meant to flow with our purpose right now. We're meant to grow and evolve with our purpose. But we have to play in it. We have to enjoy it. We have to get into that place of inspiration with it. We don't want to look at it like a job. We don't want to look at it like a task. We don't want to look at it like something that we have to do or that we're mandated to do or that we're obligated to do. Our purpose is something that we are meant to enjoy. It is meant to be something we have a natural passion for. It is meant to be something that brings us pleasure, okay? And it's so important for us to maintain that fun and freedom around our purpose, because if we don't, we end up getting resentful towards our purpose because it doesn't feel like our purpose anymore. It feels like a job, or it feels like it's, not really serving us because it's causing us stress, or it's causing us resistance, or it's causing us, just overwhelm. So if you're feeling overwhelmed in your purpose, or you're even feeling overwhelmed at trying to figure out what your purpose is, let that go and start being more playful with that discovery of your purpose. Start being playful with what your purpose may want you to create to support it or to take it to the next level. Being playful in it is really the key. It's what keeps things new, it keeps things fresh, it keeps things growing, it keeps things evolving, and it keeps things lighthearted enough to be open to receiving new ways of doing things. It's hard for us to change anything if we're rigid and serious about it all, and we don't really feel excited about it, right? We just kind of we end up being really rigid. But if we're excited, we end up feeling more creative. We end up feeling more open to receiving ideas and inspiration from source about how we can fulfill and support that purpose even more. Okay, so playing in our purpose is a huge thing for us right now. Ask yourself, how can I add more freedom? How can I add more fun to this idea of my purpose in my life? And if you're having a hard time discovering your purpose, if you really want some one-on-one mentorship with that, please reach out to me. I recently just up-leveled my leadership program and my intuitive luminary program to where it is an incredibly customized and channeled experience for you to tap into your authenticity, your authentic expression in your intuitive gifts, your authentic expression in your luminary leadership, in your business that you want to create from your passion, and the way in which you want to bring that to the world. And I'm going to be there for you every step of the way in helping you stay accountable, helping you stay in your power, helping you stay in that grace and compassionate energy for you to continue to grow in a peaceful and pleasurable way. And you're going to get community involvement with this as well. So please reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, if you're interested in one-on-one mentorship. I'm also offering even spiritual support if you're not looking for coaching per se, but you're looking for more of a spiritual counsel, something similar to counseling, but more from a spiritual scope. I am also providing that as well. So please reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, if you're interested in that. I've been called to hold more space for individuals, not just in a coaching container to help them tap into their purpose and their gifts and their, soul-driven career, but more so to also help those who are just maybe not quite there yet, but are needing some spiritual support in order to get to themselves to a place where they can start to step into more of that purpose work. Okay? So I'm here for all of you, whatever you are, wherever you land on that spectrum. Just reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com, and I'm happy to hold the space and to work with you on finding a container that feels good for your growth and evolution. Okay? So playing in my purpose, let's pull a card for that. How many of you feel like you are already playing in your purpose? How many of you already feel like you've stepped into a clear knowing of what your purpose is, and you've already started to play around with it? You've already started to do something that connects you to your purpose. Let me know. A child's love comes up. This is so perfect. The inner child saying yes, the playfulness, the curiosity, the adventurousness, the fun, the freedom, the authenticity, the fearlessness. All of that is the inner child's bliss and full expression. And that's what we need for this, in order to play in our purpose, for this idea of playing in our purpose. We have to have that child's love. It says, the love between a parent and a child is one of the most precious and deep connections we make during our time on earth. Children start out as part of us, and from their first cries, they establish themselves as the biggest parts of our heart. And so just allowing yourself to recognize, if you do have children, that love that you have for your child, why is it there? Why is it so strong? It's because you see their beauty, you see their innocence, you see their growth, you see their reflection of you, you see their reflection of God, right? You see all of these beautiful things. And so it's also important for you to shine that same kind of affection and love and adoration onto your purpose. Do you see the benefit of it? Do you see its potential for growth? Do you see its reflection of you within it? Do you see its reflection of God within it? Because that is also a way to play in your purpose, on top of using those inner child energies of fun, adventure, curiosity, and playfulness to tap into it. Okay, does that help? How does that feel for everybody? I didn't see any messages about who is playing in their purpose and if they feel like they are or not, so I want to hear it. Oh, thanks, Chris. I love that you're life kids and you love my song Shadow Work. That is so sweet. Keep listening, keep streaming. Send me a video of your kids jamming out to it so I can repost it on the gram, because I love seeing kids sing my songs. I purposely keep a lot of cuss words out of my songs so that kids can sing it. Because I like to educate and inspire through my music, and I want to make sure that the things that these children get to hear and listen to and sing is positive and uplifting and evolutionary, rather than something that's going to put them on a dissension timeline or even a distraction timeline. So I definitely pride myself in making sure my music is easily digestible and easily repeated by children and families. So thank you for affirming that that is doing its job. That makes me so happy. And good to know that the kids are learning about shadow work at this age. That's literally what I do this for. So truly, thank you for that. Yes, I see you, Marie, playing within your purpose. I love that. Okay, good. Thank you for responding. Awesome. All right, y'all, so keep doing that. Keep shining that energy of inner child love and connection onto your purpose. And that's going to be important. Okay, I see you with the imagination and envisioning it with your purpose and your passions. Ebony, you're doing it too. Love that. Keep it up, y'all. And again, if you need help playing with your purpose, or you need help identifying your purpose, or you just need help and support in getting you to a point where you feel like you can focus on something like your purpose, reach out to me. Let me know where you're at in your life. Let me know where you're at and what you need. And we will definitely get on a call to talk about some one-on-one support for you, okay? What's up, Lego, my ego, my dear sis? Chosen Goddess is in the house. Yo. All right, so the next spirit message, let's keep it going, is authenticity, okay? Authenticity breeds our soul tribe. It literally helps us to bring in and manifest our soul tribe connections. If we are not authentic to ourselves, we are going to truly have a hard time finding soul tribe that actually resonates with us. And we will likely manifest soul tribe that feels like soul tribe in some areas where we're authentic, and then doesn't feel like soul tribe in the areas that we're not authentic to ourselves. So if you even are feeling like some of your soul tribe and you are kind of drifting apart, or you're not seeing eye to eye, or the resonance is kind of shifting, it may be because you're not being all the way authentic in certain areas of your life that you're connected to with that person, or vice versa, they're not being authentic with themselves. Or it could be that you're both being authentic, and now because you're being more authentic, you're being called apart to find more soul tribe that is more in alignment to your authenticity. So whatever it is, feel into it and trust that it's meant to happen. That's a big part of the message this week is that our authenticity is shifting things. The more we step into our authenticity, the more changes are being presented to us that reflect that authentic expression. And then that aligns us to our authentic path, okay? And when we're on our authentic path, we end up meeting new people that are also on that path, that are more in alignment than where we were before. That's where we jump the timeline to our authentic timeline, okay? Is this making sense? So it's all connected. It's all a part of this evolution through change and through our growth as light beings on this planet, here to save the world, uplift the world, and really heal ourselves and uplift ourselves and save ourselves first. And then we go on to doing more of that work for others, okay? So authenticity breeds soul tribe. It also breeds soul purpose. It also breeds soul power, okay? So if you are feeling disempowered, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling less than or not worthy, you need to ask yourself, how authentic are you being with yourself? How authentic to your own unique expression are you being? A lot of my clients experienced a huge level up in their connection to their gifts, and their connection to their abundance, and their connection to their success overall in their life when they accessed and allowed for their full and authentic expression of themselves to come through. Ebony is a great example, Texas Gemini. She really tapped into the real her, and she's been able to really feel the difference in incredible ways, and even see it resonating in her personal life because of it. So this is just a testament to the importance of that, and how it can really change our life for the better. You know, if we go down a path that is not authentic to us, and we end up creating a family or a lifestyle, or go and create a career or a community that reflects that inauthentic version of us, we end up getting wrapped up in that inauthentic reality for however long we decide to stay there. And that literally changes our entire life. It changes what our life looks like for our entire life, you know? And so I encourage you to ask yourself, where are you not being authentic, or where are you feeling that showing up, so that you can make the changes and you don't get stuck in something that's not authentic to you, but instead you start to create more authenticity around it, so that that's not the story anymore, okay? All right, let's see about this authenticity piece. I'm feeling like we need a fire card. We need a fire card for authenticity. What are we needing to fire up? Yes, you were able to fall in love with the real you. Yes, Ebony, so beautiful. I love that. You did such a good job in the program as well. I'm so proud of you. Okay, let's see. They're shuffled now. Let's see what comes up. Believe in dragons. Humans. I just heard a weird noise. Y'all, something's going on in this house. I don't know what's going on. Believe in dragons. Humans often step back, believing their dreams to be impossible. With our energy, our support, you can attempt all that you dream of. Self-belief is our dragon gift. Inspiration will be the result. So you have to believe in your authenticity. You have to believe in your soul tribe. You have to believe that your authenticity will create an authentic path, an authentic purpose for you. You have to believe that you can attain that authenticity even if you've been entertaining something inauthentic for some time. You can have authenticity no matter where or when you choose to claim it. But you have to believe in it. And you have to believe in its power to change things for the better in your life in epic ways. The dragons believe, so we have to believe too, okay? Because it's really powerful. It says self-belief is our dragon gift, and inspiration will be the result, okay? Inspiration will be the result. So if you're feeling a lack of inspiration, or you're feeling stuck creatively, it may be because you're not believing in yourself, or you're not believing in your art, or you're not believing in your purpose, or you're not believing in the authentic expression coming through. So put some more belief and faith behind that and see what happens. Watch the magic show up for you, okay? I'm getting, whoa. Yeah, I'm seeing y'all with the dragon stuff. Okay, with the dragon, Chinese dragon with Kevin. Hi, Kevin, good to see you. Yes, so good, so good. So far we've got the melting mask, right? We've got warrior world. We've got a child's love. And we've got believe in dragons, okay? Let's go to the next message. Manifestation in real time. This is happening in real time, y'all. We are manifesting in real time. Claudia says, I feel like my purpose is coming to life. Love that. Enjoying and having fun with your fitness and health journey. Yes. Wanting to inspire more people. Things aligning for you. Opportunities coming. Yes, 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 yes. Love that. Let me know if you need help stepping into more of your luminary leadership with that, so you can really hone in on all of those opportunities. You know, I still offer the mentorship support I just spoke about. And it's a real beautiful customized support system now. It's a little different than even when we had the call, Claudia. So a little bit more of a customized path for all of you who are interested in coaching or mentorship or any just spiritual support. I've got options for all of it. So let me know if you need some assistance, okay? Just email me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. Okay, so with these manifestations happening in real time, we're really noticing that it's incredibly important for us to think before we speak, really be intentional with what we want to manifest, really believe in the connection between our emotions and our mind and how it ends up manifesting things for us, so that we don't entertain thoughts or emotions that are going to manifest realities that we don't want, okay? So manifestation is happening in real time. The star alignments are allowing for this. Also the energy just in our own growth and evolution, our ability to focus on the magic that is present for us and be aware of it in real time is helping us to also manifest in real time, because we're able to work with the energy we're seeing in real time. So all of this is the reason why manifestation is so potent right now. We're also in the month of the 6 and the year of the 6, which is all about creativity. What we put into something is what we receive. That's the pregnant woman. The number 6 is the pregnant woman, okay? So what she's putting into her intention is what she's going to receive in that, okay? So what are you putting into your intentions? What intentions are you putting into your life right now? And are you setting intentions that are going to really manifest the goals that you have and that you want? Or are you being lazy or sloppy with your intentions, or being distracted with your intentions to where nothing's really manifesting, or things are manifesting in a way that doesn't really serve you, okay? It's also important to recognize and allow the manifestations when you see them. Use confirmation of manifestations as your tool. When you see the manifestation show up and you know, oh my gosh, I just manifested this, or this is something I was just talking about the other day and now it's here. Give it that attention, give it that focus, shine that light of awareness on it, mention that, affirm that, say, yes, I definitely asked for this and now it's here. Because when you do, you end up feeling even more of your manifestation power in that moment, which gives you that energetic signature to continue to repeat that system, to repeat that feeling. That was the noise that I was hearing. That's my chair. So allow yourself to trust in the way you're manifesting things. Even if it's manifesting things that you didn't want or wish you didn't manifest, acknowledge that too and say, oh snap, I manifested that on accident. I see how I manifested that now, so now I need to manifest something different, or now I know how to not let that happen next time, okay? So manifestation is really a trial and error strategy. Once you know the formula, you've got to get good at the practice, and you have to see how your own manifestation flow is helpful as well, and how it can be shifted to be even more beneficial to you, okay? So let's pull a card about manifestation. How have all of you been feeling about manifestation? Have you been feeling pretty good with your manifestation, or are you feeling stuck or stagnant with it? Let me know. Because manifestation it's an ebb and flow thing. Sometimes we miscreate things with our manifestation. Sometimes we get stagnant and slow with our manifestation because the energy is stuck somewhere. So that's really what I also help people on in the program, is figuring out, okay, where are we stuck with the manifestation? What's stuck? What's wrong? What's not flowing? So we can redirect and keep the energy going appropriately, okay? Archangel Gabriel comes through with balance. So we really want to make sure we have balance. This is feeling like balance of thought and balance of mind. So we want to be emotionally balanced when we're manifesting, so that our emotions don't create unnecessary manifestations that don't feel good. Okay, Marie's feeling a little stagnant. No worries. If you need help with it, let me know. I've got some mentorship opportunities that'll help with that too. But manifestation can definitely be something we have to work momentum with. So if you're feeling stagnant, you can ask yourself, okay, how do I put more energy? How do I create more energy movement in this? Where am I being rigid? Where am I not being flexible? Right? Where am I being stagnant in my gifts or my sense of self that may be causing a reflection of stagnancy in my manifestation, right? So good. But yeah, everybody, let's focus on this balance card. Archangel Gabriel coming through saying we need to feel balanced emotionally and mentally in order to have a balanced manifestation. If we're manifesting from a imbalanced place, maybe we're overly desperate, or we're insecure, or we're disempowered, or even if we're narcissistic or manifesting from a place of imbalance in that way, we're going to get a manifestation that reflects that same energy. So we need to make sure that we are stable in our energy, that we are stable in our mind, and we're stable in our heart and spirit and balanced in order to have a balanced manifestation. We can really manifest a lot of chaos in our life if we are feeling anxious or we're manifesting from an anxious place. Say we tell ourselves that we want or need this certain thing because we think it's going to solve our anxiety, when really what's going to solve our anxiety is just getting in a balanced place, right? So then when we manifest that thing that's supposed to solve it, it ends up taking us even further into a crutch of that anxiety, and then that creates more issues later on. So definitely chaos can be bred from imbalanced manifestation. So we want to make sure we're paying attention to that and staying balanced in our healing, our masculine and feminine energy, our inner child energy, and our mind, body, and spirit, okay? All right, y'all, next message is completion of Gemini activations. We have completed our Gemini activations today. Today is our last day of the cycle of Gemini and our first day of the cycle of Cancerian season. Today is also the summer solstice. So the summer solstice has allowed us to complete this cycle of the Gemini. The Gemini zodiac puts the sun on its pedestal. It's the zodiac right before the summer solstice. It's the zodiac that puts the summer onto its pedestal as the summer solstice to give it its longest day and longest expression, its highest expression. So with that being said, the summer solstice is closing out what we have activated with Gemini. The sun will thank Gemini with abundance and gratitude for doing the work to put the sun in its place as it did, which means that we are going to gain a lot of insight from this summer solstice. The summer solstice brings us a lot of clarity. It brings us a lot of confirmation. It brings us a lot of inspiration and motivation to move forward based on what we have learned and grown into through Gemini season. And so we're really in a place of letting go of the old season so we can step into the new with this evolved awareness, okay? It is definitely a time to celebrate. It is definitely a time to enjoy the light that is shown onto us in the longest day of the year, and really allowing ourselves to feel that and bask in it and soak in that. It's also us soaking in and basking in our solar power, our own soul power, our solar plexus energy, letting ourselves notice how it feels to be who we are in this world, to be confident and affirmed in our path and our authenticity and our purpose, and to really step fully into that unapologetically and fearlessly, okay? So these activations, these Gemini activations for creativity, inspiration, change that empowers your purpose, communication and community that is more in alignment, all of these things are the activations that Gemini has provided us to level us up in what we're here to do. So we've got a lot of beautiful, beautiful energy with that. We're really living in a beautiful light with that as well. So even the duality that we gained, the duality awareness that we gained, the polarity awareness that we gained from Gemini, even the challenges, the ups and downs that were there to show us so much more about ourselves that really helps us to call in action for the rest of our year so that we can use that wisdom to make some serious changes for our betterment. So don't sleep on the wisdom you're gaining from summer solstice today, and don't sleep on the wisdom you've gained from Gemini season. If you're ignoring messages your spirit is giving you, if you're ignoring these ideas or inspirations to make decisions for your future that reflect investment in yourself and growth and success, you got to stop that. Stop ignoring it, because you're just going to keep putting yourself in the place of the same place. You're not going to grow. You're not going to evolve if you stay in that place of repressing your intuition or the signs that you're seeing to evolve, okay? And if you need help with that, if you need support, reach out to me. I got you. readingsbyrissa@gmail.com for any kind of spiritual support or counseling or mentorship. I should say spiritual support is like the counseling, mentorship is like the coaching, okay? So there's options there now. Which is really great for all of you who may not be ready for coaching or that high level of investment, but still want support and need that kind of help, okay? Because I know we're all going through it, especially the light workers out there. We are feeling the collective in big, big ways, and it is definitely it's definitely causing some shifts in our energy. So we want to make sure we have the support to move through that so we don't get consumed by that, okay? All right, let's pull a card on the Gemini activations. Let's pull Goddess Isis card on that. And then we'll get into astrology in just a second, y'all, and then we'll call it a day. But I do have a message for all of you, a very important one, actually, at the end of this reading that I really want you all to stick around for. So don't go anywhere, because I want to share that with you. All right, for the Goddess Isis card, based on these ideas of the completion of Gemini activations, the completion of Gemini activation is bringing forth ancient power mysteries. This is the ancient power mystery card. And it says, this oracle guides you to honor the power of your voice, whether through spoken or sung words, or through what you write, speak about, or stand for symbolically. You have a potentially very powerful healing voice, and you are guided to recognize the responsibility that you have for what you proclaim through your voice. So this is saying that part of our Gemini activations is speaking up. Speaking up for your truth, speaking up for what you believe in, speaking up about what you've maybe not spoken up about in relationships or interactions or family connections that you know you've been holding back. Even speaking to yourself about things that you know you haven't really addressed with yourself that you need to. This activation of our voice, using our voice, really affirming and confirming and expressing what we need to express for the best, and most powerful way of being in our life is essential. That is what we need to do to complete our Gemini activations. We need to talk about what we've received. We need to talk about the wisdom. We need to express and make the decisions with our voice that we need to do based on those changes that we've gained from the Gemini season. If we don't act on it through expressing it or speaking it out or confirming it with our voice or through action, we won't complete the activation, and then we really will have a hard time feeling all the way embodied in it, okay? So ask yourself, how can you use your voice to stand for what you need in moving forward, okay? All right, so powerful. Completion of Gemini activation is this ancient power mystery of using your voice. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else with that coming through. I just keep feeling like some of you have to have some conversations that are tough in order to honor yourself and what you've learned, in order to really follow through with the changes you know you need to make in your life right now, with this year, with this month, with a change card, with these activations and initiations and timeline jumping, okay? So make those changes by using your voice and speaking up for it, okay? Last message on the spirit side message before we go to astrology is that the shields of your energy need to be up. There is a lot of duality going on right now, a lot of polarity. The duality consciousness is very active within us as well, which means that we have to put our shields up. We have to make sure that we are protecting our energy on all sides of us, that we are activating our Merkaba, and that we are allowing for that energy to do its work, to stay potent and strong, so that we don't become susceptible to negative energy or energy attacks or holes in our aura that let in energy that don't need to be let in, that end up distracting us or causing us to step onto a dissension or distraction timeline, okay? So the shifts that we're experiencing during the solstice is what this is all about, and we've got to put our shields up when we're having a lot of shifts happening in our life. When we put our shields up, we feel more empowered in our own energy. We feel more protected. We feel more secure. We feel more confident and certain, okay? Yes, I love Egyptian astrology, Kevin. I love that you're mentioning that. That's great. But we do feel more confident and more connected in our energy when our shields are up. And in order to put our shields up, we have to trust that we can. First of all, we have to trust in our power to protect ourselves, that our light is our armor, and that that's enough of what we need. That is enough to protect us. And then we need to actually fortify that shield. So we need to imagine that bubble of light, or that pyramid of light, or that Merkaba, or that shield of energy around us. You can even imagine your protector guides, or call them forth. I put a meditation in there last year, calling on your protector guides, in the playlist, the Intuitive Practices playlist. So check that out as well. But especially in crowded spaces, especially in spaces where you know there's maybe some discrepancies in what you're seeing versus what you're feeling in the energy. If you're just feeling any deceit or illusion, or even any harvesting of energy in certain events or certain experiences, definitely put your shields up, okay? And sometimes this can happen in spiritual spaces, which is even less less expected, but often even more powerful and potent if it is happening. So I have been to some spiritual events recently that you would not think were a place where you would need to have your shields up, but were definitely places where I could feel energy being harvested or attacked in a lot of ways. So we've got to make sure we're observant of that and trust our intuition when we feel like we need to protect our energy. Trust that. Especially if you're being called to just move away from somebody, or get away from somebody, or not be around for a while, around somebody for a while, it may be because you're feeling like, oh, my energy is not really safe here. So trust it, okay? Follow through, put the shields up. And that also means having the conversation so that you honor your truth, and you don't kind of ignore your own needs, okay? Lizard for regeneration. A lot of these shields that are going up are here to help you regenerate from when you've been drained from energy of interactions or communities or events or things that have been kind of pulling from you energetically, okay? So the shields help us to regenerate, and they also help us to keep from needing to regenerate because they're keeping us from being drained, okay? It says, as a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. So that change coming up again, allowing the changes to happen, trusting them, letting your new cloak be seen, letting you step into your new timeline, trusting that if that new timeline does not include certain people or certain communities or certain environments, trust that and let it go, okay? And put your shields up to protect you from any temptations to go back to that place, because you don't want to go backwards to the dissension or distraction cycle. You want to stay in the ascension so you can keep evolving and growing, so you can keep accessing more of your gifts, more of your abundance, more of your superpowers, okay? That makes life a whole lot easier, trust me, when you can just manifest what you want instead of going out and working in the third dimension, trying to harvest it out of nowhere without any tools of alchemy or manifestation on your side, okay? So trust that this is life-changing tools that you get to use in your life to create life-changing results, okay? All right, loves. So that is it for spirit messages. Let's go over some astrology, and then I'm going to share with you a little bit of a change that is going to be had over the next few weeks, several weeks, maybe longer. But first, let's go into astrology. The first astrological influence happened on Sunday, the 19th. Venus went into Taurus, sextile Neptune and Pisces. This gave us a lot of sensual action and activity, even gave us some fantasy energy, just some sexual prowess, some wild sexual relief and liberation, this desire to express our fantasies, to be more sensual and to tap into that part of ourselves. This is a really beautiful energy. Also helped us to take our time with our sensual experiences, helping us to really soak in the detail and the feeling of our own sensual expression. And sensuality isn't always sexual, okay? Sensuality can be intimacy, it can be companionship, it can be cuddling, it can be touching, it can be having deep, active conversations, it can be active listening, it can be speaking the love languages that you know you deserve and desire. Or just spending time deepening that bond that you feel sensual with, okay? Then on the 20th, which was yesterday, Mercury went into Gemini, sextile Jupiter in Aries, which was giving us some new romantic beginnings, so a little bit of a segue from that 619 energy, helping us to fortify some new romantic aspirations, some new goals for romance in our life, whatever that looked like, okay? So maybe that looks like allowing new love into your life. Maybe that looks like being in a more romantic awareness of what you need to shift out of in your romantic life. Maybe it's becoming more romantic towards your goals and your drive and your vision for your future, or just towards your self-love, okay? But yesterday was a great day to communicate and express those romantic new awarenesses, okay? Then today, Sun entered Cancer. It's the summer solstice today, which is apparently when my guides wanted me to do my reading. I got the memo, just by going with the flow. So super grateful for that. And Venus is in Taurus, trine Pluto in Capricorn today, which is pivotal for interactions and meetings. So we're meant to meet people or interact with people that are really pivotal in our lives today. We are most likely going to see the trajectory of the interactions we have today, really helping us jump timelines for our future in a positive way. And we really want to pay attention to what relationships we are most new in right now and what are most supportive of us, because that is going to help us see all of the beautiful energy that we're meant to receive, okay? So lots of connection there. We also have Venus in Gemini tomorrow, so we're going to feel some more communication around our romantic experience. So that's going to shift from Taurus into Gemini, which is also going to speed up some romantic connections too. And so that'll be really nice for us as well, okay? We also have a new moon in Cancer on the 28th. So I will likely do a new moon something that day. I'm not exactly sure what, but I will keep you posted. And that's all the astrological influences, and I do want to pull some cards for a summary of today, but before that I want to give you all my big announcements. Today is going to be my last weekly reading for a little while. I know it's kind of sad. I don't love giving this message because it is a little bit sad for me to deliver. However, it feels incredibly resonant to me for my changes, my shifts, and my experience right now, and all that I am evolving into as a luminary leader, channel, and professional intuitive and coach, as well as a musician. For me to just take a little break. I've been doing these readings for 5.5 years, almost 6 years. I want to say it's been about 5, if not 6 years, it's been like 5 or 5.5 years. Of doing these readings every single week, every single Sunday, 1:11 p.m. Central Time. I have tuned in to this audience and delivered at least an hour-long reading for the collective. And it's been amazing. It's been so activating. It's been so fulfilling. It's been so empowering. It's been so authentic to me and my growth as a intuitive. and a leader in the community in that way. But I'm also realizing that these changes, which I did not even anticipate, honestly, it just happened over the weekend, just a lot of things shifting, a lot of things being revealed to me in the portals that I was in over the last few weeks. And just seeing that my business, my gifts, they want to be expressed in a different way. They want to have a more authentic expression in the growth that they have experienced. And so I feel like I'm evolving beyond these readings a bit, not to say that they won't come back, but to say that they will likely come back, but in a very different way, in an evolved way. But it's going to take me a little time to feel into what that is, what that looks like, and to see what that energy wants, you know? And so I'm really grateful, because it's not that I'm going anywhere. I'm still going to be showing up and giving you updates of the energy for the collective, except now, in the meantime, while I'm waiting on seeing how these readings want to come forth differently in their new evolved state, I'm going to be providing a lot of messages via my e-list. That's also why I think my guides have been really encouraging me to promote my e-list a lot these last few weeks, and also encouraging me to promote my coaching and mentorship program and my counseling programs, because I won't be here as presently on live to counsel and mentor you on YouTube for at least the next few weeks or longer. But I will be here for you one-on-one if it's something that you know you want or that you've always craved, because I will have more time for that now. I'll have more time for my one-on-one clients. I'll have more time to dive into more development of that work, and also just allowing myself the time and space to see what my business wants from me in this new shift and new timeline it's jumping onto, which is really exciting. I'm seeing myself offering big offers to clients who are ready to tap into their growth in epic ways. I'm seeing myself stepping into more work with children and youth to help them with their gifts and their activation of their light bodies. I recently became a counselor for an intuitive learning academy of metaphysics for children and families. So I'm holding a lot of space there, which is also helping me to create more offers for intuitive kids everywhere. And then also, of course, I'm stepping into a lot of my music expression as well, getting a lot more performances. I was at the Disclosure Fest this weekend, backstage all weekend with tons of amazing artists like Free Soul and Lava and Illuminati Congo and Lizzie Jeff and Sauce God and Sunrise of Divine and Jade Brave. There's just so many amazing artists. It's Nina Gray that I was able to connect with this weekend. And so, the spirit of my readings is changing, and I'm honoring that change on the change month of the change and creative month of the year, the sixth month of the 6th year, with the change being the card. So it makes complete sense. And even, in prepping for the reading this weekend, before I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it, on Sunday, jumping timelines was the message. And so after I sat with that and kind of went into flow state, the guides were like, listen, you are embodying your reading, you're becoming your reading right now. Like, you're jumping a timeline. These readings are jumping timelines. Like, we're gonna have to take a break from the readings for a little bit, and we may lose some of you. Some of you may not come back and watch these readings because you'll be pulled to another timeline. But some of you will also jump the timeline with these readings and come back with them, and we'll all be involved in that space. So whatever that looks like and however it comes through over the next few weeks will be beautiful to unfold and see. So I am going to be taking a break for at least 30 days. So you will likely not see much from me on this channel other than what might be inspired spur of the moment from spirit. I don't anticipate doing any Starseed Saturdays right away or even Bone Shaman readings. I'm not saying that I won't, but I'm just honoring what the spirit of this energy is telling me is to go into flow state with it, and to not create a definite structure, a definite obligatory post or anything like that. I just need to feel into it and see what my readings want from me over the next couple weeks. And just by giving that freedom of not having anything to have to put up or do allows me to see what naturally will be inspired and what naturally is jumping the timeline with this shift, and also what else gets to be added to it, and how else it gets to be expressed. So please, 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 with all that being said, and don't worry, I will be pulling 3 more cards for summary today for this last reading. But please, please, please join my e-list. Follow me on Instagram, but make sure to join my e-list, because the e-list is what's going to tell you about the offers. It's going to give you updates on the messages I do feel like I need to share for the collective, for all of you. You know, they'll kind of serve as the supplement for these weekly readings until they come back. So definitely join the e-list if you want to make sure you're getting updates about the energy of the week, the month, times at this time as well. And just letting yourself, you know, receive the notifications through that. And you also get discounts, and you also get even more opportunities for one-on-one support in the e-list also. Okay, so definitely join the e-list to keep connected with me. But like I said, this will be the last weekly reading for at least 30 days, possibly longer, but I will be giving you all an update in the next 30 days at least. I'll make sure to come back on here and give you a little update on where I'm at, how I'm feeling, what's shifted, what I'm creating as a evolution of these readings that is being called to me. Okay, so thank you all for being understanding of that. Thank you all for receiving that so well. I will miss you all in this hiatus time. But I definitely do need the break, because your girl has been showing up. Okay, I have been showing up in these readings every single week, and it takes a lot, y'all. I'm a one girl show. You know, I set up the camera, I set up the sound, I set up the lights, I channel the messages and write them down, I go research the astrology, I promote them, I do the e-list myself. You know, I do everything myself for my business, other than you know, some of my recordings and filmings and things like that I have my team help me with, but that's more of my music stuff and performance stuff that I get help with. So yeah, I just need the break. I just need the break to reset and to really allow for this this shift to happen, whatever it looks like. And I know for a fact I'm still going to be holding space one-on-one coaching wise, and one-on-one with readings, and one-on-one with you know, community-based events and things like that, or group based events and things like that. So you're not losing me. I'm just taking a little break for now, giving myself a little rest for the next month or so. Okay, giving myself the opportunity to go into my crab shell during Cancer season, because I am a Cancer moon, so I think that'll be really nice for me too. Okay, so before I pull over this card, let me pull over the last two cards for our weekly energy. So I pulled a beginning of the week card. Let me pull a middle of the week card, and then an end of the week card. Spirit messages coming through loud and clear today. So if any of you do want to work with me further one-on-one basis, or you know that you want to connect for more of spiritual support, reach out to me, readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. Please don't be a stranger in the time I'm away. I will absolutely get back to you. Just because I'm taking a break doesn't mean that I don't want to talk to anybody, or I don't want to connect. I definitely still do. So if there's any questions you have, or anything you ever want to share with me, please reach out to me on readingsbyrissa@gmail.com in the meantime while I'm on my hiatus, okay? Another thing that you can do to tap in with me, and another thing I'm really excited about that I think is also part of this change, is that I'm being really called to start communities, becoming more of a community leader, first out here in Arizona, but also virtually. One of them being my Sex and Synergy podcast, which is all about the importance of sensuality and the expression of sensuality in a synergistic way for our highest good and the highest good of all. And so we're going to be talking everything sex and everything synergy and the combination of them and the importance of that combination in order to have synergy involved in sexual expression in order for it to be the most potent and successful for all parties. So I did start a Instagram for my podcast, my Sex and Synergy podcast, that's going to be airing soon. So this hiatus is also going to be giving me some time to put energy into that as a new project. So definitely follow us on Instagram at sex, S-E-X, and then the letter N, Sex in Synergy, S-Y-N-E-R-G-Y. Sex and Synergy on Instagram is my new podcast. I'll be starting very soon. And it's already getting lots of love, and I've been posting a lot of content on there about what we'll be talking about. So that's one thing. I'm also starting some community around a focus on empowerment of our melanated community. And so I'm also starting that with some goddess sisters of mine soon. And then of course I've got lots of performances coming up. I'll be performing at First Friday in Arizona again, downtown on July 8th. And we're going to be doing an epic live stream of this event. So that is going to be really amazing. I will probably pop on here to promote that in the community part of my page. So if you are in the Arizona area and you didn't get a chance to see me perform at First Friday last month for my birthday show, I'll be doing it again this upcoming month, July 8th, but it'll also be live streamed for all of you who are in different areas across the globe to be able to watch my live performance then as well. So please pay attention to my Instagram and the community part of this YouTube page for updates on how to join the live stream. Because that'll be really epic as well for you all to tap into. So I'm excited for that. So just a couple of other ways that you can tap in outside of the e-list to stay connected with me as well so that you don't feel like I'm going anywhere, okay? Thank you, Leslie, for the super chat donation and the love. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you all for the super chat love and just the energy exchange of this. Of these readings, you know, I see how much you all receive from them, and I'm so grateful. And it's hard for me to walk away and even give myself a break because I know how much you guys get from this. So try not to get emotional because that's like the part that's hard for me is like, I just know how much it helps to have like this insight every week. And I don't want to deny you of that, but I also need to honor what the business needs, what the readings need, and what I need in order to be of service in the best way. So thank you for understanding all of that. All right, let's go forward in the weekly cards. The first card, beginning of the week card, is the Heart Mind card. This is all about the decisions we're making in our life right now and the changes we're experiencing. Our guides really want us to make sure that we're listening to both our head and our heart and that we're having balance in that. That's how we step into the timelines that are best for us. We don't want to just listen to our head or our logic and deny our heart, because then we end up being in a dissension or distraction timeline. And we don't want to also just honor our heart and not honor our logic. We end up really getting into a distraction timeline with that one, and often a dissension timeline too. So in order to stay in an ascension timeline, we have to honor both the heart and the mind. It says, honoring the heart and the mind is what propels us into our best selves and best lives. Pay attention to how much you rely on each for decision making. How can you bring more balance and synergy to this? Do your thoughts tend to overwhelm your emotions or vice versa? Use the affirmation, my mind and heart love building on their strengths to create my most divine life, okay? So honor the way that your mind and heart get to build on each other to create abundance, okay? Don't deny one or the other. Use them both together in synergy. There's synergy again, so make sure to follow my Sex and Synergy page because the podcast's about to be lit. We got a lot of fun topics. I even shared some of them on my page. And we even go live sometimes and then we end up deleting them. So some exclusive lives show up on that page too, so make sure to tap for notifications on that as well. And we will eventually be making a YouTube channel, so you'll see that soon too. All right, middle of the week card, radical self-love. Accept and love yourself for all that you are, all that you are shifting into, all that you are evolving into, all of the new timeline and changes that you're experiencing. Accept and love yourself. Radically accept it. Radically allow it. It says we can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live in the truth of ourselves. So you can only receive love in the form that you love yourself. So make sure that you are doing what you need to do to love yourself, to take care of yourself, because if you don't, then you're not really opening up to that from others either, okay? And then the last message, end of the week card, stay connected, is exactly what we will do. We will stay connected even though this is the last reading for some weeks. We will stay connected in our Web of Light connection here on this channel and through Instagram, through email, through one-on-one support. If you're looking for it, reach out to me. I've got counseling I'm offering, and I'm also offering coaching and mentorship. Those are 2 separate offerings now. So if you need either, please reach out, okay? That's how we're going to stay connected. Also, make sure to follow me on my e-list. The link will be in my description in just a little bit if it's not already there. But it's also on all my other weekly readings if you go to Join the Vibes e-list. It's also on my Instagram as well under Join the Vibes e-list, okay? So make sure to join that. But also, this is a message for all of you this end of the week to stay connected with your spirit, stay connected to your intuition. This is also an opportunity for you all to use your gifts to intuit the energy of the week coming up as I take my break. You don't need me to give you those messages. You can tap in yourself. And this is a great way to trust in that and to sharpen that gift for yourself and to use what you've learned from these readings over the last 5 years to see how well you can do that for yourself. And if you want more mentorship on how to, if you notice that you want to do that even better for yourself, then you can reach out to me and ask for some one-on-one support, and I will be there for you, okay? But the card itself, it says, we are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to source. So stay connected to source, reconnect to source. Don't lose your connection to source just because of these readings are not going to be available. Don't stop showing up intuitively in your life. Don't stop thinking about the symbolism of spirituality in your life just because you don't have these readings to generate that curiosity for you. Definitely let yourself create the inspiration to stay spiritually connected for yourself, okay? And then we'll be back. I will be back, I promise you. Like I said, I still don't know how it will look, but I know that I will be back on YouTube, and I will be continuing to do my work as well in the meantime through a lot of these one-on-one support opportunities, okay? And then the last thing I want to mention is that for phase 3 of my Gemini season is the official ending of this Gemini season. I'm posting today a sale on my 6-month forecasts. So the 6-month forecasts are usually $99. They're only 77 this next 9 days. So until June is over, the 6-month forecasts are only $77. So you can grab a 6-month forecast from me via the link in the description to book a session, or the link in my Instagram to book a session, and those readings are going to only be $77, okay? $77 on sale. So definitely tap into that. That sale is going on until the end of June. So you have time to put your payment in and lock in that sale price. If you end up wanting to do your reading after June 30th, you can still book it for like July 4th or whatever, but just pay for it before the sale ends on the 30th, okay? All right, I hope that made everything clear and easy to understand. How we feeling? Yes. Yes, I will be back, absolutely. Just bye for a moment. Just bye for a moment. Your girl just needs a little rest and a little bit of recalibration on some things. But I'm really grateful because I feel like this is going to be, it already is such a pivotal moment for me. I feel the growth already. I feel the timeline calling me of just really powerful space holding for even more people. I feel like I'm going to come back with, more energy, more intuition, more connection, and even more Web of Light community to plug into. So super grateful for all of you being here over the last 5.5 years or so in these weekly readings. And let's all enjoy the little break and recalibration time for at least the next 30 days. So there will not be another weekly reading on Sunday. There will likely not be a Starseed Saturday this week either. I may bring the Starseed Saturday back the following week, we'll see. But I just need to honor whatever Spirit needs from me over the next couple weeks. So I'm going to be taking some respite time. All right? I love you. Thank you for joining. Remember to keep your heart, mind in balance. Remember to radically self-love, and remember to stay connected. And I will see you again soon. Make sure to join my e-list for updates, okay? I'm literally going to send an e-list email out tonight about phase 3 of my offers and deals for Gemini season. So you don't want to miss that. And I will also be sending out information about my experiences through these changes and what I'm downloading as I take my time off. So stay in contact by joining my e-list, and keep in contact by reaching out to me if you need one-on-one mentorship or counseling. And follow me on Instagram as well, because I'm always posting stuff there too. I love you. Thank you. I'll see you again very soon. It will not feel as long as it may seem, no matter when I do come back, okay? Love you so much. Peace. Stay posted on my music too. That's another way to stay connected with me. Play my music. Play Spirit Junkie. Play Hippie Vixen. Play Electric Junkie. Play that YouTube vibe that I just posted with Ashton Von Charles and the saxophone and the On and On remix. Let's get Erykah Badu to repost it and put me on tour. All the things, okay? So play that. Vibe with it. Send me lots of love. I'm sending you lots of love in the meantime, and I'll see y'all soon. I'll keep you posted on this community page, and can't wait to vibe out whenever it's time. Peace.